showing up to the ICE protests or saying that they're no longer boycotting for Palestine literally does nothing.
Across this video on my For You, and I thought to share where this Palestinian woman, Maya, we all know about this lady in particular. She has a message for people that looks like me who decided not to go out there to put, their bodies in the front line. And I was able to put up some of her stitches and other stitches I was able to put up here. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. Please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. Alright, lovelies, let's dive into it.
I want to explain to y'all why liberals not showing up to the ICE protests or saying that they're no longer boycotting for Palestine literally does nothing and doesn't affect the movements at all. This is a liberal saying that Palestine is not going to be free because I should have voted for Kamala Harris. There's also liberals saying that I endorse Trump, which never happened. They just have a very swayed view of reality. Kamala Harris never ever talked to Israel about making a ceasefire. Never. Kamala Harris said Israel has a right to defend itself. Kamala Harris shook hands with Netanyahu. Kamala Harris called the student protesters terrorists. Under Biden's administration, they deported more people than under Trump's first administration. Under Biden's administration, they gave billions of dollars to Israel. I would never vote for Kamala. I would never vote for Trump. That's my right. And this is why I'm saying not to worry if you're a protester and you're worried about them saying they're not going to help anymore. To address the ICE stuff, Biden's administration deported the same amount of people as Trump's first administration. And where were they? Not doing anything. Same as they're not doing now. Biden's administration increased funding to ICE when we were urging them for years to control ICE. And I'm so glad y'all are saying shit like this because it's really affirming why I never stood with y'all in the first place. Because you're a fucking Zionist saying that the liberation of Palestine is far away because I didn't play as your little puppet and voted for the woman who literally shook hands with the Prime Minister of Israel.
You mean black people, right? I mean, I get why you're using the term liberal instead of black people, because if you outright came out and said black people, you'd probably get canceled. But we know you mean black people, because white people are not hopping on the internet saying they're not protesting. Other Hispanics are not saying that. Asians are not saying that. It's black Americans saying they are not protesting, and they have a valid reason why they're not wanting to go on the front lines to protest. So it comes off like you're using liberal as a slur, and it's weird. Very weird. Second point. Yes, sure, the Biden administration did deport more people than Trump's administration, but you're leaving out one big key of context here. Trump wants to deport people based off of the color of their skin, based off of what he perceives as non-white. He wants to deport you even if you have an accent. That's called racism. Biden administration, Obama administration, they deported you based off of your criminal record, based off of the crimes you committed. Trump's administration is not solely doing that. He is getting people out of here who ain't white. That is why they're protesting the way they're protesting now, and why they didn't protest this during the Biden administration. What you're doing is leaving out context, and it's weird. But hey, what do I know? I could have sworn the Biden administration, they didn't have ICE agents dressed as firefighters or FedEx workers and having them snatch children out of schools for the love of the game. That happened during the Trump administration. If the Trump administration feels that you look like an immigrant, you're out of here. They're even trying to pass a law right now where if your parents were born in another country and you were born in the United States, they getting both y'all out of here. That includes me, because I was born in Jersey. My mother was born in Haiti. They want us both out of here. Please, if you're going to have the conversation, have it correctly. And stop using liberal as a slur. Just say black people.
Boycotting for Palestine.
I'm so confused. Correct me if I'm wrong, but none of the big liberal TikTokers have made any statements about not going to the ICE protest. I'm really CD, she means black people, or more specifically, black liberals. She's not gonna say that though, because obviously she doesn't want to get called a racist, but that's what she actually means. Oh. Girl, why didn't you just say that? Because it's easier for her to dismiss them as liberals rather than directly addressing any of the problems within either of these movements that would discourage many black people from wanting to continue their support. She has black people on her side, so there's no possible way it could be a race problem. You just must be a liberal. Even if you don't identify as a liberal, you must be a liberal, because there's no possible way all the underlying racism within these movements could possibly discourage you from wanting to partake in them. That makes no fucking sense!
This is a message for the black community and those who support it. We are still resting, but there is a tide shift. For one, 47 is very confused as to why we are not taking to the streets. He doesn't understand it. He just knew that using tax dollars to tear up the Black Lives Matter street, that was going to do it. Tearing down the buildings with George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, he was sure that floating the rumor of pardoning Derek Chauvin would do it. His executive order to bring back segregation, all of his attacks on DEI, even though black people benefit the least from DEI, he was sure that would do it. It hasn't. And one thing that they didn't plan on at the end of the election, something that happened on November 5th, 2024, is when we all went into the voting booth and voted, and we were the only demographic that was united and held strong for democracy in this country. The 92% of black women who knew the assignment and knew what the stakes were, because we always do. The 78% of black men who held it down because they knew what would happen if they didn't. The black community knew the assignment. We became on the same wavelength. When Target did their thing, we collectively made them an example. Walmart, also losing money. Amazon, also losing money. Now, granted, allies that support the black community, the LGBT community, women, they've all been a part of that too. But black people have collectively been on the same wavelength. But in Trump's desperation to get us out into the streets, he is becoming more and more dangerous with his executive orders. On April 28th of this year, he signed an executive order. The executive order is titled Strengthening and Unleashing America's Law Enforcement to Pursue Criminals and Protect Innocent Citizens. Now, we all know that Trump don't give a crap about innocent citizens, because if he did, he would care about due process, and he wouldn't try to get rid of habeas corpus, because that is how you know that a citizen is innocent or not. So what they want to do in this executive order is give cops more power and permission to profile, to brutalize people that they just think are guilty. That means us. He is trying to create another George Floyd, another situation that will get us into the streets. I say this so that we all can be cautious and we can all see and know what he is trying to do. This executive order further militarizes the police that were already militarized with tanks and riot gear that apparently they do not need when people are protesting that are of a lighter shade, but they need it for us. This also further protects law enforcement officers who are accused of misconduct or police brutality. Protects them because we know that they need to make it home to their families, but you don't need to make it home to yours. They fear for their life, even though they're the ones holding the weapon and pointing it at your back. This executive order also does something that we have already seen. This executive order threatens state and local officials who discriminate by enacting diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. If state and local officials are being inclusive, advocating for diversity and equity, they can be charged with discrimination charges. Now, Trump's DOJ's Civil Rights Department, who have defended the civil rights of people for 70 years now, they are no longer defending the rights of black and brown people, LGBT people, women, all of those people who are usually discriminated against. They are no longer going to be representing them. So if you have an issue of discrimination, the DOJ will no longer represent you because of discrimination. Make it make sense. They will now be focusing their attention on discrimination against white Christian people, because they are the most discriminated group by far. Yeah. Now, I say all this to say there's a tide shifting. Even though black people are resting, we are focusing in on our communities, our black-owned businesses, our children, our education, all of that. Yes, we need to continue doing all of that. I have seen a shift in the boldness of these racist people. Neo-Yahtzee rallies and marches up there in Kansas City. YT women calling little autistic black children the N-word, getting $750,000 for that. But then there have been videos of black people letting those racist people know who think we are going back to the 1930s during the times that we were hanging in trees, that they were having picnics with us as the main course. Times where they could tell us which swimming pools to swim at, which water fountains to go to, where to sit on the bus. Alabama today is trying to resegregate its schools. Problem is, black people like me were born into freedom. It's going to be real hard to put that genie back in the box. So even though black people are resting, we're not going back to 1930. We are a different breed. But I say, be cautious, because 47 has already started putting things in place, specifically for us, because he wants us to protest. And when we protest, he will enact martial law. And he already has the orders in place to do that. We need to know the enemy that we are fighting. So what do? Stay out of the street. Do not protest, no matter what happens. What we will do is we will continue to organize and protest with our wallets, cheer on our allies who are out in the street, strengthen the black community, and to be there for each other. We will continue to support black-owned business with our wallets and our presence. We will continue to be united as we were on the 5th of November 2024 when we tried to save this country. We will continue to do what we do best, thrive in our excellence, even during the hardest times. Love y'all. I don't usually say this, but share this video to somebody that you think needs to hear it.
Y'all, it's time to quiet quit the Latino community just like we did with the white people. My people, it is time to quiet quit. Quiet quitting is when we stop talking. We have done enough talking, because I just ran across a live of a protest where these Latino people were peacefully protesting and they were running for their lives because the police had thrown some tear gas at them. And baby, when I tell you, the fucking comment sections is full of fucking white people laughing at them. Oh, you running now, huh? Good for you. You're getting what you deserve. And they don't have no smoke for them motherfuckers. None. I haven't seen a Latino video on this motherfucker going off on the whites. They voted with them fucking whites because they thought the whites was going to turn on the fucking Haitians. That's what they thought from their eating the dogs. They're eating the cats, remember? So the Latinos knew that they were safe, especially after they publicly declared that they will vote for Donald Trump. They are on here on this fucking app saying some of the most nastiest, disrespectfulest shit that they can fucking muster up. And I don't know about y'all, but usually when I want somebody to do something for me, I usually talk to them nice. I usually say, "Hi, Miss Jessica, how are you today? How are you feeling?" Good. Listen, I was wondering if you could help me with something. I don't go in there and say, "Miss Jessica, if you don't help me, bitch, it's gonna be you tomorrow, bitch. And I don't care that it's you today, because I saw them people fuck over you last week. But I don't care, bitch. I need your motherfucking help. And you need to get out there and help." I ain't never, ever talked to nobody like that I wanted help from. And the way that these white folks are in that comment section going the fuck off on those people. And I don't see no Latinos talking back to them. I'm not talking about the ones protesting. I don't see no Latinos in that comment section going off. It's time to quiet quit them, y'all. 2 tears in a bucket. We gotta quiet quit. Wrap it up. No more explaining. No more yelling into our cameras. It's time to quiet quit them, y'all. So I'm putting it out in the atmosphere that by the end of this month, the black community will have quiet quit the Latino community as well. And when everybody come to their fucking senses and learn that we are not slaves of the whites that you guys get to have us lent to your cause to work off a debt that massa promised y'all until the entitlement ends for our servitude. And even then, y'all, and even then, let's quiet quit because we need to start preparing ourselves. Okay. Thank you.
Never forget that these grifting online leftists told you that Kamala Harris and Donald Trump were the same. They were going to do the same things. Just imagine how stupid they must feel. Oh, I'm sorry. They don't have any shame. I'm not letting up on their necks either. The position we are in was directly contributed to by those people, and somebody's going to come squawking. But even if all the votes were added up, you told people not to vote. You told them to stay home. And now you're out at protests telling people you should be doing more from the comfort of your telephone. From far, far away from any real action. What we knew about you all from the beginning is that you wouldn't bust a grape at a food fight. And so when I say this with all due disrespect, y'all can go to hell. Y'all can go away. The conditions have been made right by people like you for fascists to win. And you all will not accept any accountability. But now you're at protests in LA telling people more needs to be done. Well, why didn't you do it? You had a plan. You told everybody you had a plan. Why didn't you do something? And now people are being ripped from their homes and you're sitting around like the bird on the line at the beginning of Monsters Inc., the big dumb one. Y'all sickening. Never let up on them either.
Like, seriously, lovelies, it is actually so easy for Maya and her likes to come out and claim on how they never told anyone to actually, vote the other way around. She often claimed that she never told people, to vote for Orange Man. That has always been her claim, you know. But meanwhile, during the said period, this woman and her likes, confidently, told people who actually have chosen to listen that if they're going to vote for Orange Man, that they are not welcomed in their community. That they are not welcomed in their community. They even goes as far as instead of you to actually vote for Kamala Harris, it's better if you don't even vote at all. What does that tell you? You mustn't necessarily, come out and spew whatever you want to spew, you know, for people to actually understand what you're trying to do or where you're driving at. This lady in question has one way or the other with how other pro-power people contributed with some of the things that is happening right now. It's not it's sin when you try to say the truth or try to like call a spade a spade. I will not even forget what people that looks like me have to go through in the hands of these pro-power people. All because they chose that they were going to vote this way in order for people, especially minority group, to benefit. But no, this kind of people and their likes decided that they were going to propaganda and try to shame people into maybe voting for Kamala Harris, meaning that you are in support of Gen OC. They made it to look that way. They even goes as far as to call people that looks like me being decolonizers. Like, seriously. And now that everyone is actually seeing that what they wished for people that looks like me is not what they are saying. Now everyone is trying to like, oh, I never supported this. Oh my god, you guys didn't really you didn't really understand what I was trying to say. Life is not like that. I know that so many people are having an emotional breakdown. People are regretting that votes because they actually thought that it is going to affect people that looks like me. I've seen so many commentaries. A lot were like, I can't wait for Black Americans to experience what we are experiencing. Like, that means it's actually okay if they are the one experiencing this. But it's not okay when you are the one experiencing this. You know? Does this say that I actually, for my grandparents, they're like, if you're pointing one finger at someone, just have it at the back of your mind that the other finger is pointing directly back at you. In short, four fingers are pointing directly back at you. You know, she even goes as far as, to talk about how Obama did the same thing. He deported over 3 million whatsoever. But the issue is that how did he go about it? Did he go about it the way at which Orange Man is going about it right now? Did he go about both legal people? Did he go about going into this office where these guys are trying to make things legal and just apprehend them? It all depends on how he goes about it, and it all depends on how he was more focused on the illegals. But in a situation whereby even if you're a legal person or illegal person, even if you're in the verge of becoming a legal person, you are not safe. This is why it's as if people are like, okay, try not to compare the Obama's situation with this. But no, you choose to like make your own people to suffer in order for you to prove a point. You know? Anyway, lovelies, wanna just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. So lovelies, subscribe, share your thoughts in the comment section, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.